Welcome to Trainz! Hello there, friends, and welcome to Trainz Reviews. My name is Kevin, and as you may have guessed, today we're going to be doing a comparison video of a couple different tank cars. So stay tuned. Now we got to decide which one to go with first. So, that was the box, not me. Do that, go here, go over there, do a little roundabout there. It's the Menards. Menards is speaking to me, so this is the one that we're gonna do first. So for this comparison, we're trying to keep our apples and oranges as close together as possible. So we're shooting for tank cars that are O-gauge, 3-rail, around the steam era. So our first one is going to be this Menards Santa Fe Warbonnet tank car, and it is 275-9216. That's the Menards SKU. Now, the box is nothing to write home about, but at $34.50, we'll see what we get, right? So here we are inside, the little plastic clamshell holding it in place. We'll take this out. And then they run stickers on the top and on the bottom, so we know this has never been opened before. And I'm going to have to be the one to do this, so let's try not to cut myself. Let's just cut the stickers. Now this came out in 2024, and it uses a fantasy scheme of the Santa Fe Warbonnet. Let's take it out of the container. The construction is pretty lightweight. The trucks, I think the sides they're plastic. So the side frames and the centerpiece are plastic. The wheels, of course, are metal. We do have knuckle couplers on both sides. We have the Santa Fe Warbonnet scheme on the sides. We have the Santa Fe black and silver on one end, red and yellow on the other. We have, it looks like some stamped steel for the ladders on both sides. Looking at the paint application, we'll do some close-ups here, but everywhere that the support mounts up against the tank, there is some overspray of silver, or they didn't take the red all the way through. The logos on the side appear to be painted on. The lettering here is painted on, except for the number, that 4235 there, the big number, that does have a raised surface, so it feels like a sticker. It also has a gloss background as opposed to the matte background with the rest of the paint there. So I feel pretty confident saying that that's a sticker. Next up, we have this MTH RailKing, which is a 30-73636, and price at time of filming, $76.95, approximately. You know how these things go with pricing. They're up, they're down, they're all over the place. Let's see, we've got some foam in the packaging to kind of help hold the tank car in place. We've got a warranty registration card and styrofoam. We'll put those to the side. Then it's in the little bag here, so we'll take it out of the bag. All right, so right off the bat, this is more substantial than the Menards tank car. It is, I can feel the heft. Looking at the trucks, I don't think I even need to tap it. Yeah, the side frames and the interior components of the truck are all metal. Obviously, the wheels are metal as well. They roll pretty nicely. Knuckle couplers on both ends. Just like the Menards tank car, we have like the stamped steel ladder going down both sides. Then we've got our rod for handrails and guide rails and what have you. As far as the paint application is concerned, unlike the Menards example, there's no overspray or areas lacking in paint application. All of the lettering and logos are printed onto the tank car. There are no stickers that I can see, except for this little number 7 sticker on the bottom, which might be like a quality control kind of thing. As far as details, we have the brake wheel on the front. We do have the little warning placard, but unlike the Menards car, this one doesn't have anything painted on it. So I guess +1 to Menards for that. But we also have the drain on the bottom, which is a detail that the Menards did not have, from what I can recall. So, quite nice, but at almost twice the price, $76.95 versus $34.50, you kind of expect to see, these additional details. Next up, we have RMT. This is the RMT-96899-40, which is a Strasburg single dome tank car. It is the least expensive of the tank cars that we have today at $29.95. But if we take our second, least expensive, they do have a nice box. So let's see here. Cardboard is sturdy, has plenty of fun railroad emblems on it. But you're not buying this for the box now, are you? Let's take it on out. Let's see. We do have a registration card. We'll put that back in there. And then we are in a plastic clamshell similar to the Menards tank car. We do have a loose package here of some detail pieces. They look like they might be like brake levers, brake cutoffs, or maybe it's the air brake hoses. So we'll put that to the side, and here we go. So first things first, it is not as hefty as the MTH tank car, but it does have a little bit more weight to it than the Menards. Pretty basic paint job. We got the nice solid black all throughout, which I guess would make sense if you're carrying oil. It's gonna get dirty. We do have the yellow for our Strasburg Railroad, the Road to Paradise. Let's see, what else have we got here? Little handrails around the sides. The ladders, instead of being stamped steel like we saw with MTH and Menards, are cast out of plastic and are part of the frame. The trucks, they are made out of metal. So both the side frames and the interior portion are made out of metal. Seems like it rolls fairly well. We've got knuckle couplers front and back. We do have a decal on the placard here, front and back. Although instead of being a diagonal placard like on the MTH, it's a square placard with a diagonal sticker. Speaking of stickers, kind of like what we saw with the Menards, the Road to Paradise and SRC and these other details down here are printed onto the boxcar, but the road number is a separately applied decal, it feels like. We have a gloss background compared to the matte background of the rest of the tank car. It is slightly raised. So that's our RMT tank car. So let's move on to our next one. Now, speaking of apples and oranges, orange box here. This is the Lionel 2343021, a US Army unibody tank car. And at retail price, $74.99 is about what I found. Looking online, obviously Trainz can get it cheaper, but that's not the price that you're gonna wind up paying. So. Let's see what we got. So we are marked for the United States Army. USAX 18599 is the number on the tank car. It looks, maybe they use like an inkjet printing, possibly. The letters are raised, but they're not on like on a sticker or something. So they just feel slightly raised. And that's true of all the printing on the car. Taking a look in general, we have the stamped steel ladders on either side. We have the, kind of like that reinforcing rod that runs along the side of the tank car, and that is made out of metal. I thought it was plastic for a second, but it is made out of metal. The trucks themselves, they are made out of metal as well, both the side frames and the interior components. Knuckle couplers, of course. We have a diagonal placard at the end with warning label applied. Same on the other end as well. We have the detail of a brake wheel on this end. It is plastic, and so is this little bracket and this component right here, as well as this handrail. As far as heft goes, about the same weight as the MTH, I would say. Certainly heavier than the Menards and the RMT that we've looked at so far. The top platform is fixed in place, it's not going anywhere, and it does have the nice little drain detail on the bottom that we saw with MTH, but not with some of the others. So let's move on to our last. And then here's our last tank car. This is an Atlas, and it is 8238-2, the Barrett 3-rail 11,000 gallon tank car. So let's open her up, see what we got. Look at that. There's some registration cards here. All right, now this Atlas, it is $59.99. That seems to be the price I found most frequently. And this one feels like the chunkiest of the bunch. It feels appreciably heavier than the others that we've taken a look at. This is done up for the Barrett Division, Allied Chemical and Dye Corporation. Taking a look at the finish, let's give it a feel here. Looks like the letters are printed on, same with the logos. I don't feel any raised ridges like I did with the Lionel. The road number is printed as well, so it's not like the Menards and the RMT where it was like a separately applied decal for the number itself. We do have the little diamond-shaped placards front and rear, however, they do not have any decals or information applied. We have a standing brake wheel here, which is plastic. The frame is actually metal. That's probably why this is such a chunky thing, which is kind of neat. And the trucks are metal as well, both the side frames and the interior components. We have the knuckle couplers are quite nice, and they also have the brake hose details applied. Stamped steel ladders on both sides. The top platform is plastic with metal handrails, and it is very firmly fixed to the top of the tank. It is not going anywhere. And yeah, I mean, the paint quality is very sharp. The printing, very sharp, very clean. I don't see any overspray or underspray or anything like that. We even have some brake rigging details underneath. Okay, so here's a quick lightning round comparison for all the different tank cars we've got here. Lionel, we have diamond-shaped warning placards on front and back, and they do have details applied. We have a brake wheel and stamped steel ladders on both sides. Moving over to the Menards, we have our brake wheel on the end of the tank. We have our diamond-shaped warning placards that also have details on them. Stamped steel ladders on either side. Coming over to RMT, we have a molded square plastic placard with a diamond-shaped decal on it. We do have our brake wheel. The ladders are made out of plastic on both sides. Coming over to MTH, we have the diamond-shaped placard, but no details on the placard itself. Stamped steel ladders on both sides. With our Atlas, we have diamond-shaped placards with no details, stamped steel ladders on both sides, and a standing brake wheel on one end. Now, as far as the trucks are concerned, for the Atlas, we have metal side frames and a metal centerpiece. For the MTH, again, metal and metal. For RMT, metal and metal. For Menards, we have plastic side frames and a plastic centerpiece. And then for Lionel, metal and metal. So if that's an important consideration for you, hopefully that detail helps. Then as far as extra details are concerned, only the $29.95 RMT and the $59.99 Atlas have the additional detail of the brake hose along the coupling. This particular MTH, Menards, and Lionel do not have that. So well, there we go, friends. Our comparison is complete. Whether it's MTH Atlas, RMT, Menards, or Lionel, we've got a wide range of tank cars here, and I'm curious to know which one would you choose? So until next week, keep your rails clean.
Trainz.com, making dreams come true, one train at a time.